Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Today I'm going to make these two really cute spring wreaths. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make these wreaths. I'm not going to show you each step on both, I'm just going to do a little bit of each one. So I'm going to use a white 10-inch mesh base. I'm going to ruffle those. I've got this truck sign. This is from Dollar Tree. I just thought it was so beautiful. I found these flowers that I thought went well with it. So I'm going to add flowers to this wreath. I've got the yellow from the yellow flowers, and then this pink I thought matched really well. I'm going to be using hot glue and E6000 to do the signs. And of course my rotary cutter. Over here I have this adorable spring sign. It says spring is here. These flowers I got to match these purple ones. They're like a really light lavender. This ribbon and this ribbon. And let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put my pipe cleaners on my truck sign so they can dry. I'm just going to trim that away and pull it through. I thought these trucks were so cute I couldn't choose one, so I just got some of each of them. They were both beautiful in their own ways. Alright, so first thing I like to do is use my E6000, which I can never get open. I'm going to do a line here, a line here, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to put 2 pipe cleaners per sign. You can use as many as you want. I like to have the pipe cleaners directly on the E6000 so that I know it's going to stick and not come loose. And then I just put hot glue on top. I'm going to take the tags from the sign, just cut them in half, and I'm going to use them to put over the pipe cleaners, and this just helps it stick because sometimes the glue wants to go on either side of the pipe cleaner. So this just makes sure that sticks to that and everything's sticking to everything else. So I'm going to stick this one to the side. As soon as my hot glue heats up, I'm going to do this one the exact same way. I'm going to add my pipe cleaners to my wire frames. I like to start in the middle. I go around the 2 center rings at the crossbars, and I twist 3 times and then push it in. And I'll do this at every single crossbar, and I try to keep it as even as possible. But I'm only doing the inside right now. For the outside, I'm just going to start at a random crossbar, twist it around 3 times again. And then once I'm done twisting, I'm going to pull it over on the second from the outside ring. Where the pipe cleaner ends is where I'm going to add my next one. Try to get it even. And I am twisting on top of the bar here. And that's because I'm only doing ruffles and I don't want them to fall off on the side. So I'm going to lay that along and do it again. And I'm going to do this all the way around. I end up with 6 ties on the inside, 8 on the outside, for a total of 14. But I'm using a 14-inch frame. So if you have a different size, then you might have a different number of pipe cleaners. I went ahead and did both of them. If you're only making one wreath, you would only need to do it once. And you can actually go through and pre-make these. They would be called pencil wreaths if you didn't want to have to do it each time. I just usually do it as I go. Alright, now I'm going to cut my mesh. These are 30 feet. So I just divided 360 because that's how many inches by 14 because that's how many sections I have, and it comes out to just over 25. So I'm going to cut these at 25 inches, and I just like to double them up to make it a little bit faster. And I'm just going to use my rotary cutter and my mat. I'm going to measure it like this. So my mat only does 24 inches. So I'll come here, come over to 1, and then grab it, and I like to pull it to the center so I can cut it in the middle. And then I have my 2 pieces of 25-inch mesh. I'm going to go through and finish cutting these. I'll need 14, so 28 total. I'll show you one more time. If you have a larger mat, you won't have to do the little scooching. I have all of my mesh cut. And now I'm going to start adding them to my wreath frame. I'm going to do ruffles. You can do a poof base if you wanted to. I don't have a color of mesh that I want to use on the bottom, so I'm just going to use my white mesh and just do the ruffle method. And I'm just grabbing it and using these fingers to grab and pull. And I just like to put something heavy at the end to keep it flat. Alright, so there's my ruffle. I'm going to start on the outside. I'm going to add it in as centered as I can. And then I'm going to twist, but 1.5 times. I like to push it out this way. And then you just kind of overlap the edges and you get a pretty ruffle. Here, I'll show you again. Just going to gather. Alright. Put it inside the pipe cleaner in the center. Do one tight twist and then I just like to pull it out this way. Again, overlapping. And then you'll fluff it against each other. Unless you're doing a pancake wreath, in which case you would just leave them flat. I want them fluffed. I'm going to go ahead and go around and finish the outside. This is what it looks like when I go around and finish the outside. Now I'm going to fill in the center. I'm going to do my ruffles the exact same way. Okay, I'm going to push the mesh out of the way and I'm going to open my pipe cleaner, stick the mesh in, be sure it's centered, twist 1.5, overlap those. And then I fluff it up against the ones on the outside so you get this really cool ruffly effect. What it does is it pushes the outside ones towards the outside. So it kind of turns the top ones. And I just really like that effect. It's going to be really, really pretty once I add all of the ribbons in. If you were using like a specialty mesh, something that's like all metallic, this would be a really cool wreath to do just that. You don't have to add ribbons or anything. This one I would definitely add ribbons because you can see through. So I'm going to go through and finish the inside and do my other wreath. I'm going to cut my ribbon after I finish making my wreaths. I'm only using 2 ribbons per wreath, so I need 14 of each one. I like to use my 12-inch piece of cardboard. 3 of these ribbons came from Sam's Club. The buffalo check one, I got that off of Craft Outlet. But I find that if you buy the larger rolls from Craft Outlet, and especially these, you get a lot more for your money and they last longer. These are only $7 or $8 for 50 yards, so it's amazing. So I like to tuck it over just a little bit just to keep it from sliding down. I count this as 1, and then I'm going to count to 7. And the reason I count to 7 and don't go all the way to 14 is because it gets too thick. So I just slide my scissors in where the ribbon is and do it up against the cardboard, pull it all the way up, and then cut it. And then you have 7 pieces. So I'm going to do that again for this one and then go through and cut all of my ribbon. And then once I'm done cutting it, I'll dovetail it. So I'm going to take 2 or 3 pieces and fold it in half, long ways. And then I'm going to cut from the wire part towards the crease at an angle. And I end up with my dovetails. It does take a while to do it to all the ribbon, but I think it looks so much prettier when it's done. So I'm going to quickly go through cut all my ribbon and dovetail them. I finished cutting my ribbon and sorted them. I like to layer them up so as I'm adding them to the wreath, it's a lot easier. So I am going to start adding my ribbon. I like to have a glue stick to roll down the pipe cleaners as I go. So I just take it and get it as even as I can. Fold it in half. I'm going to crease it. And then I'm going to pinch it at the crease. I usually do 1, 2, 3. And then I've got this pretty ribbon. I'm going to place it centered into my pipe cleaners. Twist it 3 times because I'm done adding things. I'm going to roll it down with my glue stick, or you can use a pen or even your finger. And then I'm going to fluff it out. And I just like to create an X. Alright, I'll show you one more time. Fold it in half. Pinch it at the crease. Put it centered into my pipe cleaners. Alright, and then roll it down. And you could also tuck or trim away your pipe cleaners. I just prefer to do it that way. And then flip out your ribbon again. I'm going to go around and finish the inside, and then I'll come back and do the outside. To do the outside, I set up the ribbon the same way. And then I add it into the pipe cleaners. Twist 3 times again. Roll it down. And then fluff the ribbon. So it looks like that. So I've already finished the other wreath. I'm going to go through and finish this one. After I filled it all up with ribbon, I'm going to take my sign, and I just like to twist the pipe cleaners. Then I'm going to figure out where I want to put them. I'm going to add flowers all around, so I think I'm going to put it in the center here. And I just feed the pipe cleaners through to the back. So what I'm going to do is kind of pull the ribbon out from behind where the truck goes, so you don't really lose it. Feed it through to the back and put a piece of pipe cleaner on either side of the frame. It doesn't matter if you go over 1 or 2 bars. I'm going to twist it a few times. Then do the same thing over here, and I'm going to keep pulling my ribbon out. I don't really want to lose it behind the sign. Just separate your mesh. Push the pipe cleaners through to the back. Depending on how hard you pull, you can control how deep or how on top of your wreath the sign sits. Alright. I got 2 bundles of these. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each one. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them, but I do know that I'm just going to pull them off the top. I'll try my best to link to all of the flowers. You'll have to buy them in bulk from Dollar Tree, but if you could go in store and find them, then you'll just know what their names are. I'm not going to attach these to the actual ribbon. I'm going to attach it to the mesh. That way if I decide to change where I have one placed, it's not going to mess up my ribbon. If I can get my hot glue gun to work. There it goes. Alright, so I just add hot glue around there and stick it on there, and it'll attach to the mesh. I just thought these matched that so well. I wish they were gold on the inside. They would look exactly the same. It's kind of hard to see, but these have glitter on the center. And this says spring is here. I thought they were so pretty. I love the light pink color. I'm definitely going to use the other bundle. One tip when buying greenery from Dollar Tree, I'm always careful to make sure it has all of the stems filled up, because sometimes they'll fall off. So usually you can find them, they fall on the ground or underneath the display of flowers. I'm trying to space them out as evenly as I can, alternating from the top to the bottom. Just thought this was a nice touch, and I don't usually add flowers to my mesh wreaths. Thought it was nice. Alright, my last one. Alright, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and add flowers to my, the sign and flowers to the other wreath. That's it. That's how I made two beautiful spring wreaths that were super simple and very, very affordable, because I used the bigger ribbon. So I'm going to be able to sell these for a lower price point. If y'all have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comments below, or you can always email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching, and if y'all learned anything today, or if you like my video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.